days of the internet, my podcast did arise. A trio of loons with cigars in their eyes. They've invaded the world with their smoky surprise. The Cigar Loons, they're oh so wise. Lunatic invaders of the cigar world, spreading smoke and laughter, their stories unfold. From the finest lips to the wildest tales, the Cigar Loons never fail to prevail. With their witty banter and infectious glee, they've captured hearts, you see. They're more than just smokers, they're a family, united by cigars, a brotherhood free. Invaders of the cigar world, spreading smoke and laughter, their stories unfold. From the finest lips to the wildest tales, the Cigar Loons never fail to prevail. They've got the knowledge, the passion, the flair, a podcast powerhouse beyond compare. So light up a stogie and join the affair. The Cigar Loons are always there. Lunatic invaders of the cigar world, spreading smoke and laughter, their stories unfold. From the finest lips to the wildest tales, the Cigar Loons never fail to prevail.
Oh, is it true? Is it true?
Gets me every time.
Are we live? Brings a tear to my eye.
Are live and active, and of course, we're live from England in America. And welcome, of course, to the Cigar Loons podcast. And tonight, of course, it's all celebrations. It is the Cigar Loons Top 12 Boutique Cigars of 2024 Awards Night. So we're doing our boutique cigars, our top 12. Who saw this coming? No one saw this coming. And of course, you've got to stay till the end of the show because we've got something of a surprise to show all of you. Of course, who number one is going to be. And of course, the person has joined us as we announce number one to them. And of course, we've got a nice video to show you of them saying thank you. But yeah, so of course, the Cigar Loons have got together and we did the vote on 12 cigars and we cut it down from well over 12 each. And as you can imagine, that's a lot of cigars between us that we all sent in. And we managed to get 12 cigars that we've smoked this year. And of course, we've all smoked different cigars, like Matthew has, of course, Grumpy, Jessica, and myself. But what we have come up with is 12 boutique cigars here that we've pretty much all smoked. And we think are fantastic cigars, fantastic companies. We've had some of them on as guests and really enjoyed their stories about their cigars. But this tonight, of course, is the Cigar Loons Top 12 Boutique Cigars of 2024. And we're going to, of course, announce who they are. And we're going to go through them. We're going to give you a little bit of a chat why we choose them and different things. And we hope you enjoyed the show. And like we say, please stay with us tonight because we have got that very special message from our number one cigar of the year. And it's going to be great for you to see it. So what we're going to do, of course, let's get this party started and get on the road. And of course, our number 12 cigar of the year, what we're going to start off with, is going to be Oscar Vivaldez, the Leaf by Oscar Sumatra Robusto. So, of course, guys, we chose this as number 12, and I know Oscar Vivaldez makes some fantastic cigars. And we've come together, and like we say, we've chosen number 12 is the Leaf by Oscar and the Sumatra Robusto. So, Jesse, what do you think of this cigar, my brother? And of course, I know you smoked it yourself. I know, of course, Matthew has. But what did you think
Oh
of the
yeah.
cigar?
From the very first time I smoked it, when I first smoked it, I didn't even know anything about Leaf by Oscar. This is back, a while back, and I bought it because of the way it was wrapped. Seriously, I was just like, that looks cool, and I bought it, and it was an amazing cigar. And ever since then, I've tried all the other ones, and yeah, I mean, it's just a really really good stick. There's nothing
Yeah.
that I can ever say about the Leaf by Oscar.
Yeah. What about you, Matthew? I know, of course, you've smoked the Leaf by Oscar as well, and that was on your list. So,
Yeah,
what do you reckon of this cigar?
this is definitely one that I revisit quite often. It's a good sort of medium smoke. I'm a sucker for a gimmick, so I love the fact that it's wrapped in a tobacco leaf. It's just kind of
Mhm.
a part of the kind of adds to the ritual of unwrapping that leaf and getting the cigar out and lighting it up. And um, I will if I have a fire going and I'm having one of those, I'll toss the leaf into the fire, and it makes it very aromatic, and it's a very nice experience. Um,
Go.
Oh yeah.
but yeah, it's a great cigar. Definitely worthy of being on this list, and absolutely like it or love it.
Yeah, and of course that's why we chose it as number 12. So for anyone, of course, who's just joining us, we are doing, of course, the Cigar Loons top 12 boutique cigars of 2024, and we chose as number 12, of course, Oscar Valdez, the Leaf by Oscar Sumatra. So number 11, as we come into it, number 11, of course, is going to be Hiram and Solomon Cigars, the Master Mason Grand Toro, and of course we had Hiram and Solomon Cigars on as our guest. And what a great cigar. Great Maduro cigar. And I absolutely love the cigar. Smoked it a dozen times. I mentioned to, of course, the brothers about smoking it. And Kate, I know you've smoked the cigar. How did you enjoy, of course, this cigar? And, of course, with his point on the list, my brother, is number 11.
Yeah, I was. Well, first of all, let me say with this list, we for all of us, all five of us coming together, I didn't think it'd be possible to come up with this list, but we did it. There was some concessions made. I don't think anybody's feelings got hurt too bad. Everybody kind of got something they wanted, and at one point, Gaz did get out his Mike Tyson boxing belt, and we saw his butt cheeks, but you know. But we came together and we got this list done, so I'm proud of us for doing that, and I'm happy with every single cigar on here. This Hiram Solomon, I smoked quite before we had them on the podcast. I think I smoked three or four of their cigars, and I was impressed with every single one of them. But this one was special for me. I really enjoyed it. Some very unique flavors. Burn on it is excellent. Of course, excellent draw. It was a very nice cigar.
Yeah, and of course we did choose the new box art. That's of course made at the PDR factory. Originally, of course, Hiram Solomon Cigars were made at the Placencia factory, and as we know, of course, we're talking to Hiram Solomon Cigars. They moved over. I've smoked, of course, the Placencia ones that were made. I haven't smoked the PDR, but I know one thing: they're going to smoke the same. We're talking to the brothers. Of course, they smoked them, and that's why, of course, we chose as number 11 Hiram Solomon Cigars. But don't get me wrong. For anyone who's watching, if you smoked, of course, the Leaf by Oscar, or you smoked, of course, the Hyman Solomon's Master Mason Grand Toro, please tell us in the comments what your thoughts are on our list. And, of course, if you agree with the number that we chose. I know, of course, it's a bit of fun, but this is what we've said. And as Kate said, we're just regular cigar smokers who enjoy
Right.
cigars. We enjoy the leaf. And this is why we put this list together, because we are just regular Joes who enjoy cigars and getting together. But of course, let's get down to number 10. In number 10 on the list, which I think people are going to be shocked at number 10. Which, number 10, of
Great
course, is
cigar.
Black Work Studio, the Killer Bee Petty Corona. And, geez, yeah. What can I say about Black Studio Works? Black Studio Works, the same as Black Label Trading Company. They keep putting out banger after banger of cigars, and they're great cigars to smoke. I've smoked the Killer Bee quite a couple of times. And it's a unique cigar. You've only got to look at the cap with that nice little bit of coarse Habano wrapper on it, and just the taste profile of it. And for it being a Petty Corona, it smokes like a dream. And I know you've smoked it, Kurt, and of course I know the rest of the guys have. But what did you think of that one as well, Kurt? With the Killer Bee, my brother.
Yeah, this one, it's got that Ecuadorian Habano, Ecuadorian Maduro wrapper on this one. The binder and filler are all Nicaraguan in it. And it's got that cool little stripe of that Connecticut woven in there at the top to represent the 3 stripes on the Killer Bee. It took me, Gaz is one to turn me on to the cigar, and the first time I smoked it, I was live with him, and it took me 2 cigars to try to figure out what I was tasting. And it was something very unique in there, and it finally clicked for me. I got this grapefruit note in there, and it was, I don't eat a lot of grapefruit. I really don't enjoy grapefruit. Just a little bit too sour for me, but in this cigar, it was spot on, and I love this cigar. And it, again, excellent burn. It's just great company. They put out some great cigars. I know Gaz has smoked a lot of them, with all the rest of them, and they're just, in my opinion, this is a phenomenal cigar.
So, Grumpy, what do you think, of course, of the first top 3 in the list, of course, with being the Leaf by Oscar at number 12, of course, the number 11, Hiram and Solomon with the Grand Toro, and now, of course, number 10 with Black Studio Works, the Killer Bee Petty Corona. What do you reckon of the first 3 that was revealed on the list, my brother?
Well, to be honest with you, the Oscar Valdez, I actually got a ministry message out of that cigar, if y'all remember way back when, but it, because of the way it was wrapped and the oddity of it,
Yep.
because once you take that outside wrapper off of that cigar, I mean, you're looking at an absolute beautiful constructed cigar underneath that's virtually flawless in its look, the way it feels, how smooth it is. That cigar was just, and there was a message in that, but I'm not going to go there. But now these other 2, I haven't really had a lot of experience with them, so I can't really speak a lot on them. But so far, of course, I know the rest of the list. I guess you could say it's being a little bit biased, but I think so far we're off to a good start. But I will say that, because of the way we had to toss things around, and it was a give and take amongst all of us, for everybody to have something in here. And the mere fact that there's just so many out there, I think we did really well. But I also know, I expect, and I fully understand that not everybody is going to be happy with our placements.
But
I mean, that's
this
just
is the thing. No matter who you watch, though, Grump, as we all know, no matter what list we see, we're not going to be happy with something. And it's a very hard thing. And, of course, this hasn't just been one of these quick things that we put together. A lot of talking's been done and putting this together for the last year of what we've smoked. And something, I think we placed some great cigars on this list. And I know people have smoked them, and enjoyed them. But let's get down to number 9, of course, on the list. So number 9, of course, is Roman Craft Tobacco, and it's the Intemperance VO 1920 Izzy Einstein. And I've gone to, of course, Roman Craft from a recommendation through Grumpy and Matthew, and I absolutely love that little cigar. It's got a nice little shaggy foot at the bottom. You burn it and you get straight away the tobacco. You get the nuance of the note straight away. It's not like, of course, where it's a normal foot. The shaggy is meant to be burnt, so you get some of the nuance of the tobacco straight in it. It's a great cigar. It's a little bit stronger on the profile, which I do smoke a lot of strong cigars, and I enjoyed it. And I can't rave on more enough about Roman Craft Tobacco, and it's very hard because I've enjoyed the Neanderthal as well by him and some of the other cigars. But the Intemperance, of course, VO 1920, Izzy Einstein, I've absolutely loved. And Grumpy, I'll go back to you again. I know, of course, you've enjoyed the Intemperance line and enjoyed Roman Craft, but why do you enjoy Roman Craft, my brother? What is it about Roman Craft that you enjoy?
The Intemperance. I don't know that the Intemperance that I've been smoking, has, any another thing that goes with it, but it's a light wrapper. It's almost like an Ecuadorian shade type wrapper. But it's very it's very creamy, very mild. I mean that it just blends with. Of course, I'm always having coffee for the most part.
Yep.
I mean, tonight I'm having a little, red Solo cup, but it'll all be fine. But that Roma Craft Intemperance is very the one that I have, and like I said, I can't put a name to it, but it's very mild, very light wrapper, and it's like it's like a very, very nice Connecticut, that has some very good flavor to it, because just for me, just really don't have a lot of flavor, but you come across one that does, and it's like, yeah, I like that. And the Intemperance, kind of got my attention with the way it paired with the coffee, it's nice morning smoke.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, that one did the same, of course. Paired really great with a morning coffee. And as you mentioned, of course, the taste. And don't get me wrong, most of the and the Temperance, of course, they use different wrappers. It's the same kind of filler and binder, but pretty much what Grumpy just told you on the Intemperance, you're going to get. And it was a great cigar, burnt efficiently, great price here in the UK for it. I know it's a great price in the States for it. But of course, number 9, we did choose, of course, Roman Craft Tobacco with the Intemperance VO 1920 Izzy Einstein. And next on our list, of course, number 8. And of course, we've got Espinosa Premium Cigars, the Murcielago Robusto. So, Matthew, I'm going to go down to you, my brother. Why did we choose, of course, the Murcielago?
Well, I tell you, this is one that I was prepared to fight for on this list, because I just absolutely love this cigar from the just amazing band on this thing. Because I'm smoking one tonight, same cigar, the Robusto. It is a box press cigar, which is one of my favorite, ways to have a cigar pressed. I just really, really enjoy this cigar. It's got these great, rich cocoa notes. It's got some black pepper in there. It's got some coffee, a little bit of leather. It's just a great smoke from start to finish. And, I just absolutely adore it. And I felt like it deserved to be on this list. And, luckily you guys agreed. So yeah, that's what I had to say.
Look at the band, Matthew.
Oh yes,
Just
absolutely
go look
gorgeous.
At the band, it's just like the band.
The holographic.
And of course,
Yeah.
It's superb. Even the box art. And Espinosa is bringing out some great cigars. And of course, I know people have enjoyed it, and it's always on a list that if you talk to anybody about Espinosa cigars, this one gets mentioned. And I know, of course, with other people that we've spoken to, they've said Espinosa, of course, with the Murcielago Robusto. So that's number 8. And of course, we're gonna get down into, of course, the lower numbers now. But number 7, of course, it's Caldwell Eastern Standard, the Cypress Room Super Toro, and this is one of my favorite cigars, and I absolutely love it. And I smoked a shitload of. I probably smoked about 4 boxes of them. But this is another cigar, of course, that I turned Kurt onto, and I know Grumpy's, of course, been enjoying them. I know Matthew has, and of course Jesse has. And of course, I'm going to go with Kurt and then go down to Grumpy. But Kurt, of course, we've chosen Caldwell Eastern Standard, the Cypress Room Super Toro, my brother.
This is one of my favorite cigars. This is a very versatile cigar. It's a Connecticut, Ecuadorian hybrid Connecticut wrapper on it. It's one that you can recommend for the new cigar smoker or the seasoned cigar smoker. It's this cigar's got something for everyone in it. And one note that I get out of this in the second third is mint. Absolutely love the mint in this cigar. It's very subtle. If you're smoking and joking, talking with somebody, you're probably going to miss it. But if you're sitting down, contemplating, enjoying the cigar, it's there. And I know Grumpy's picked it up too, because he was sitting there smoking one night, and he goes, it came on him. The mint hit him. So, but yeah, just very, can't say enough of the cigar. I know the prices, since they've been sold, the prices kind of come up a little bit. But if you haven't smoked one of these, or if you're a new cigar smoker, excellent cigar to get started on.
Yeah, and of course, Grumpy, what's your thought on, of course, with the Caldwell Eastern Standard being on the list, my brother, and of course you smoking it and enjoying it?
Yes, like Kurt was saying, though, I mean, for it's a very nice Connecticut, and yeah, I would have to agree that first time it would be a really nice one for a first time cigar smoker. I don't think that it's I don't think that it's overbearing at all. It's very nice, very creamy, very smooth. Uh, like I said, there's a lot to be said about it. It pairs great with morning coffee. Or you can have it in the evening, after dinner. It's that versatile, and it's really that nice of a cigar. So, but yeah, I'm well pleased that it's on this list. I mean,
Yeah. Of course, as we know with Robert Caldwell does say, it's not, of course, your dad's normal Connecticut. And
true.
it's nothing like a normal Connecticut. And
No.
it is a great cigar. The band on it is great. And the original story around the band was when the boxes were coming out. Matt Booth, of course, had a secret band in so many boxes, and if you found it, of course, you get it. And it's a great company. You look at it with where they started, of course, the factory that they use, it being the Ventura factory, and them being made there. Some of the other cigars, of course, like Room 101. Then you look, of course, at the Lost and Found series that are made there. Caldwell's a very hard company to go through with the cigars, but we all agreed this is a great Connecticut cigar. It's a great cigar if you're a beginner getting into cigars to smoke. It's not going to hit you. It's not going to knock you on your arse, as we would say. And it's a great cigar. So that's why, of course, we chose it as number 7. And, of course, number 6 on our list, which I think people are going to be surprised. But, of course, it's the Christoph cigars. And it's the Pissed Off Robusto. And, of course, I'm smoking the Pissed Off Robusto. And what more can I say? When you're having a pissed off day, smoke a Pissed Off.
There you go.
I'll help you to unwind. And of course, it's Mexican. It's San Andreas Mexican natural wrapper, and I absolutely love my San Andreas. it's something about the wrapper. You can feel the texture of it. It's a great texture. The binder, of course, is Indonesian. The filler is Nicaraguan. Strength profile is on the more fuller bodied. It does pack a punch. You're gonna, of course, get that spice bit of kick. On the retro hill, you're gonna get it. But if you want toffee, toast, and a long, sweet finish, this cigar is definitely up your street. And of course, it was a 90 rated cigar. And I smoked a lot of them. And I do enjoy the Christoph Pissed Off Robusto. And that, of course, is number 6. But we're going to be getting into the top 5 soon. But we hope, of course, you're enjoying the show. And what we're trying to do, please, anyone who's watching, if you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on 197 followers at the moment. We're trying to get to 250. So if you can, please subscribe to us. Hit that notification button. We are live every single Tuesday. Of course, we're live again next week, and then we're off for the Christmas period. And I know, of course, it's coming up to Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And we hope you're staying blessed and enjoying. And we hope you're enjoying this tonight. And thank you, of course, for tuning in on Rumble, on Instagram, and also on YouTube. But I think coming to this list from 12 to 6, geez, my bros, aren't there been some contenders? Aren't there been some contenders on this list? What do you reckon, Jess, with this list? What do you reckon?
Yeah, this list was tough, man, because there was some of this, brands, and they just put out so many great sticks that it's hard to pinpoint it to just one, So it was a little difficult, but just like everybody else, I'm happy with every single stick that made the list. I mean, they're all fantastic cigars coming out of fantastic blenders, and every single one of them deserves to be there.
Gaz, I
What
think
about you,
I think it's
What do you reckon? Yep, go on, kid.
I'm sorry. I just before we move on to Matthew, I think it's important that we mention, or if you want to go over, what is a boutique cigar to us? What was the criteria for this list? Because there were a lot of cigars that we questioned. Hey, is this a boutique cigar? Who's making this? So, and there's a lot of other cigars out there that we would have liked to have in the list, but they're not boutique. So, I guess if you want to go over that,
yeah, and of course we know with boutique, if it's under 1 million cigars, it's classed as a boutique cigar company. If it's over 1 million cigars that they're making, then it's classed as a premium cigar company. I know, of course, we say legacy brands like Arturo Fuente, for instance, JC Newman. So that's why, of course, you're not seeing them on this list. And we've always said from day one, we are all about boutique cigar brands. It's why, of course, we bring a lot of boutique cigar companies on the podcast when we speak to them and the guests that we've had. But we're also big supporters of the bigger companies like AJ Fernandez, of course. And you look at the different ones that we've smoked. And like I say, it's a shame they couldn't be on this list. But boutique, it's going to be under 1 million cigars that they make. It's classed as boutique. Over 1 million, it's not classed as a boutique cigar company. And it was hard. It was hard to come up with this list, especially when I said to you, right, guys, choose 12 cigars each, and we've got to work through it. And you all chucked me the cigars, and I'm like, nope. Jesse must have wrote his list about 5 times and constantly texting me, brother, what about this list? What about this list? And I'm like, oh, shit, okay, let me go through it. Then Matthew sends, and I'm like, Matthew, that's not one, my brother. But it is. And then, of course, we got in a debate. Then Grumpy, of course, came up with, let's just make it simple. Let's choose the companies, put the companies down, then we'll get together and we'll have the chat about the cigars. And that's what we've done. And you know something? Thank you to you guys for sitting down and for putting this together with myself. And
you're welcome.
This is, like we said, regular cigar smokers of ourselves. Grumpy, fuck you. I mean, actually,
oh,
of course, it's those regular cigars.
I thought you put your box and away.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too.
Is that Jack Daniels coming out in him now?
But yeah, just regular
I'm
guys.
sorry, folks. He's on the JD.
that get together and, of course, enjoy the leaf. But let's get into, of course, the top 5 list. And I'm sitting here on tenderhooks because I can't wait to tell you number 1 is. It's so exciting when we get to number 1. Of course, let's get back into it. And number 5, of course, on our list tonight is Aganorsa Leaf Nicaragua with the Guardians of the Farm Cerberus Robusto. Geez, what can I say about this cigar? What can I say about Aganorsa? They make some of the greatest cigars around. They blend for the greatest cigar companies around. And you can't beat Aganorsa with what they're bringing out. Terence Riley was a great guy when we sat down with him on the podcast. We asked him a lot of different questions and he answered. And you know something, they're making great cigars for different companies that they're blending for. And of course, this is a great cigar. Jess, of course, I'm going to get down to you. Why did we, of course, choose the Cerberus, the three-headed dog?
You know, this is one of those brands. This is one of those brands where it was very difficult to choose one cigar because, like you said, it they make so many great sticks. Um, but this one specifically, just sticks out. You know, out of everything that you smoke out of Angarosa, you know, everything's different and everything has its own flavor notes. But the Cybers is one that just sticks out of the bunch, and it's just
Yep.
blended in a way where you want to have it again and again, you know. And so this is a great spot for this cigar.
Yep, and that's the thing. It is a great
Good
cigar.
deal.
Great cigar company, of course. Good evening, of course, to Tom G, one of the misfits. Of course, he's just put good evening, gentlemen. And
What's up,
it
bro?
did flash up
A
everywhere, of course,
named
Jesse, so we do
Tom.
apologise. Of course, Sue Buffalo, I think it's called, on Instagram said he smoked a Carrillo Gordo Robusto today. And then the leaf cutters came in late. What did I miss? You've missed, my brother. Of course, we're getting down into our top 12 boutique cigars of
He take y'all by the
2024,
hand.
and we're already on number 5. And
Yeah, we're
it's a
moving.
list that we put together.
Late
And
to the
we are
party
moving,
as
of course,
usual.
but we'll do a little bit. We'll do a little bit of a recap anyway for people, of course, who are popping in as we get down. We'll do a little bit of a recap anyway. We will. But yeah, number 5, of course, Aganorsa. And Grumpy, what did you reckon, of course, when we had Terence Riley on, my brother, and we spoke to Terence Riley on the show?
I enjoyed that one. Of course, in my opinion, I don't think we've had a bad one. I've enjoyed all of them. But yeah, I mean, he was one of those guys that he kind of made what we're supposed to do easy because he was a very enjoyable fella to talk to. Uh, he didn't shy away from any questions or anything like that. Like we've not really had guests that have, but no, Terrence was a really cool guy to talk to.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah. And Matthew, what did you reckon? What did you reckon, of course, of Terence Riley, my brother? Matthew?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello. Hello.
I'm a little slow to answer this one. I think this was the show I missed.
Yeah.
But I watched it, and you guys did a great job. You guys did a great job. He answered all your questions. I will say the Aganorsa leaf cigars that I've had, all of them are just absolutely awesome. They're super good construction. Always, I've not had one that had a bad draw or anything like that. Just really well made cigars, and I just really like the brand, and I really appreciate that they came on with us. And yeah, that's why they get so high on our list. Is they make fantastic cigars.
Yep. So of course, let's get into the top 4 now, as we would say. And you know something, this was a very hard top 4. It was a very hard top 4. We're at number 4, of course.
They
We
are,
have got
baby.
at number 4. Where's the slide? Come on, you bastard! Slide.
There she is.
It is.
He was being
Hey,
shy. He
there
was
she
being
is.
shy.
Of course, EP Carrillo Allegiance, the Super Kick Robusto. And this is a cigar Kate put me onto. I've smoked a lot of EP Carrillo. And Ernesto, geez, he's one of the master blenders of the century with what he brings out. And you've got to look, every cigar is a fantastic cigar, like the Pledge, of course, the Encore Black that we sat down and smoked with David
Yes.
Spite, of course, from EP Carrillo. And it's very hard to say one cigar, but me and Kate and the rest of the guys, of course, we chose the Allegiance. I absolutely love this cigar. And it's in the humidor, it's in my regular rotation. I know it's been in Kate's regular rotation. But Kate, of course, we'll go to you with, of course, the EP Carrillo Allegiance, my brother.
Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, Nicaraguan filler and binder. Wonderful, wonderful cigar. It's got a little bit of sweetness to it. And one thing that the first time I smoked this cigar, I tasted it and I fell in love with it. Right in the back half of that second third, right on cue, every single time I get some orange peel. So I don't know what my fascination is with fruits and cigars, but I absolutely love the orange peel I find in the cigar. Nice black pepper. It's kind of a medium. I wouldn't even say it's a medium plus. I had it a 6 on a 1 to 10 scale. So I wouldn't say it's for the first time cigar smoker, but for the everyday cigar smoker, if you're looking to get some more flavor under your belt, you cannot go wrong with this cigar. So I absolutely love it. And the Encore Black, of course, we all like that one, but that one's a limited edition. So we kept limited editions off our list. So these are cigars that everybody can get
Everyday
as we go
rotation
on. So
cigars.
this is
Yep.
very, very nice cigar. Can't say enough
Yep.
about it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, of course, is we know that Kate's just put straight on the ad. We didn't choose limited runs or limited editions. These are available. You can pick them up at either Neptune's Cigar Page, pick them up at Famous, GQ Tobacconists, and they are great cigars. They're great everyday cigars as well. And the price point is a reasonable price. It's not over expensive cigars that we've chosen. They're not in the $40 to $50 market. These are cigars for regular cigar smokers like us and everyone else.
Well,
they're brothers and sisters of the leaf. Yeah.
Some
Yeah,
of them
Matthew?
might be that much for you. But
Well, yeah. Some of them
yeah,
might
I know.
cost you that much.
Yeah, that's a
Thank you,
whole
my brothers, for
different
reminding me.
No problem,
Oh,
bro.
tell you what,
No problem.
you love just giving me the butter, don't you? All of you. And jeez, Kate going on about the fruit and everything, and now I turn him on. Kate, is this show coming out parade tonight, my brother? You coming out?
oh,
No,
boy,
I
here
just-
we
I
go.
like a little flavor.
Easy.
But,
So much for the family rating.
All right. I think that went away when
Hey,
Gaz dropped
we are
his
the
third
cigar-
F-bomb.
we are the Cigar Loons after all, and we are the Cigar Loons. This is the thing. It is, and of course, Tommy G's just put, basically, you guys are great, and we appreciate your support. And thank you, Tom G, as well, for coming in, my brother.
Even-
and you support us as
Even
well.
though it gets a
The
little bit
Misfits.
like the Benny Hill show.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking class and Benny Hill. Yeah, but of course, number 3 on our list, and
Oh my! Looky there.
of course, the Crown Heads CHC Series E Hermoso number 2 Toro, and another great guest we had on the podcast with Miguel.
Oh, yeah.
And just look at the box art, of course, the Eruption, Van Halen, and I smoked this cigar. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the box because we've been Van Halen, and I'm a big Van Halen fan. But I know Kate's enjoyed it, and I know Matthew's enjoyed it. But I'm going to go down with Matthew
yeah.
first. I know, of course, the rest of the brothers have smoked
Okay.
it. But Matthew, I'm going to go with you first and get your take on it. and then we'll go up to Kate because Kate's smoking
There
it
you go.
now, and then we'll get Kate's take on it. Of course, we'll go with you
Sure.
first, mate.
Yeah, man. So this cigar to me was such a wonderful surprise. Kurt had kept talking it up and kept talking it up, and I had to go with this cigar to be my sort of introduction to Crown Head cigars. And man, it is just a great cigar. It has good nuance, leather and coffee, and I was getting like some toasted oak and stuff like that in there. And I think Kurt had some other notes that I don't get, but I'm kind of still working on my palate. But yeah, I just really enjoyed that cigar. It was complex enough that I could get the complexities, but also consistent enough that it was really enjoyable. And I just really, I was blown away by it.
And Kate, of course, we know you're smoking it tonight, of course, for the award show. And what's your take, of course, on it, my brother, and why you enjoy it so much?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite cigars. I've liked it. I've smoked. I think I'm on my second box this year, and I got 2 left after this one, so I need to resupply. But this one, yeah, it's got that Ecuadorian Habano with Skuro wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and fillers in it. This one is a little bit more. I put it in the medium plus, especially in that back third. Just like the Eruption guitar solo of Van Halen 1978, it kicks up on the back end, and I really, really enjoy it. In the front half, the only note that I don't get, that I get that Matthew didn't mention, I mean, the oak in there, the leather, I get a little bit of mixed berry sweetness, and then I get a little bit of orange peel in there too. I don't know how I keep finding them, but they're in there. That's why, for me. So I get,
It's your
but,
thing, man.
as it ramps up, that mixed berry sweetness goes away, and it's just a nice, solid cigar. It's got quite a bit of complexity in it. Like I say, that final third for me really kicks it up a notch, almost to where like it's kind of out of my range, but it challenges me, and I keep coming back to. I love it.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenging cigar, and you've got to look at Crown Heads. They're bringing out great boutique cigars, of course, with the Diaz. Then you look, of course, at the La Batista, of course, the CHC, and everything else that they bring out. And I know, of course, Miguel, we thank you, my brother, for the generosity that you showed the Cigar Loons, of course, with the parcels that you sent out, the care packages to the brothers. And
Yes.
thank you for being a great guest. And we do award you, of course, number 3, Crown Heads. Of course, with the CHC Series He, and Moso number 2 Toro.
Yeah, and Gaz, with the Crown Heads, I mean, there were you could substitute 3 or 4 other ones right in there with this one. I can't say enough about Crown Heads.
Yeah,
Absolutely love the company. They just, Miguel was great when we had him recently on the podcast. But their cigars, I've been smoking them. I picked them up over a year ago, and I just, they're always going to be some kind of Crown Head in my rotation as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
That's the same, of course, with that's the same as well, of course, with you, Jesse. And I know you've been enjoying Crown Head. Geez, just look at the smoke. Just look at the smokestack that you had on one of their cigars. Jeez, my brother, how you kept that smokestack was unreal.
Yeah.
We know you are our expert
Coroneta.
smokestacker.
Yeah, that was the Crown Heads Coroneta.
Yeah, and they are great cigars, and of course we've enjoyed so far. And we're going to get, of course, down in to number 2, and then our winner of 2024. But you know something, I absolutely love these cigars, and I love the community that we're in. Just being together and smoking cigars, and the chapters we all have, and the love for cigars. And I want to also put out to thank you, of course, like all of us do, to the guests that we've had this year on the podcast. We do really appreciate all of them. And from Miguel, of course, to Eduardo, to Ricky, to Desiree from Drunk Chicken, to everyone that we've had on, of course, Laurel Tilly, of course, from AJ Fernandez, and David Sprite, of course. We appreciate everybody. And it's so hard to do this list, but trust me, next year we're going to be doing this again, and we're going to be doing boutique, we're going to be doing premium, and we might also do pipe tobacco because, of course, Kurt, myself, and Grumpy are getting into the pipe tobaccos. I know Matthew's thinking about it. I know we're trying to get Jesse turned into it and saying, "Come on, brother, join us on the pipe routine, and you'll enjoy it. Come on, brother."
That peer
And
pressure,
we're
man.
gonna bring you a
Peer
great
pressure.
list next year. And of course, we've still got our great video to show you, of course, with the number one cigar and the guest of it. But go on, Grump, see what you're going to say, my bro.
Is it that obvious? Did you see the wheels turning?
Yeah, that
I saw
little
you
that little
stroking the beard,
hamster
my
was
brother.
working his ass off,
Pulling on the
man.
old
There's a
go-go.
little bit of smoke coming out your ears.
Oh, well, the only thing I would like to say, now that we're up here getting ready to come up on the top two, any of the cigars, or let's just make it easier there, any of the brands that were picked in this top 12 tonight, any one of them or any one of the cigars within their brands could have just as easily been anywhere on this list from bottom to top. There's not a one of them we've got on here that couldn't have got that number one spot. You know, they're all worthy of it. But we went through quite a bit of, but everybody came out, so we're all good with it. Everybody's happy with it. But there was a lot that went into it. But we're up here now, so we'll just have to see what these next two bring.
And I think people are going to be excited for the next two, and we are.
Yeah.
And of
Yeah.
course,
We certainly are.
these next two have been on the show, so of course they have been on the show. But with no further ado, of course, let's get to number two, and then of course we'll get down to our winner. But number two is Foundation Cigars, of course, the Tabernacle Broadleaf Toro. And what can we say about Foundation? Nick Manillo knows what he's doing with tobacco. Luke from his start at Drew Estate, the same as Steve Sacker, of course, at Drew Estate, to then go into making their own brands. Nick is classed as that younger brother that's coming out the ballpark with great cigars. And the Tabernacle, of course, we all smoked it on the podcast. We all agreed it's a great cigar, a great broadleaf cigar. And he's a master at the broadleaf. You've only got to look at it. He's a master at the broadleaf. But Matthew, I'm going to go down to you, my brother, get your take on this. And then I'm going to get, of course, Jesse's, then Grumpy's and Kurt's. And then, of course, we'll announce number one. But Matthew, of course, we'll go with you first, my brother.
Yeah, man. This cigar is just a fantastic example of a Connecticut broadleaf, just a celebration of this Connecticut broadleaf. It's so dark, it's so rich, it's so flavorful, and just absolutely great draw every time. It's maybe even more complex than I can really pick up on so far still, 2 years into this journey. And it is just a fantastic cigar. One of the absolute best ones I've had all year for sure. That's why it deserves to be here at number two. And just as an example of how good he is with the Connecticut broadleaf, that Charter Oak Connecticut broadleaf is almost as good. I mean, it is so good, and it's like $10 cheaper almost. It's unbelievable what they're putting out, and I just really respect their brand and what they do.
Yeah, and of course we did have Eduardo on the podcast, and Eduardo did go through a lot about the cigars, the names of them, and of course we'll go on about why it's called the Tabernacle and the reason, and Kurt will tell us that. But we'll go down, of course, with you, Jess, and what do you reckon of course, the Tabernacle being as number two, my brother, on the list?
I think the Tabernacle is perfect at number two. Um, I mean, Foundation does something with the broadleaf that no one else is doing. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is they're doing, it works because all their broadleaves stick out from any other broadleaf stick out there. There's
Yeah,
none like it, and it's a great surprising smoke for somebody who's already smoking broadleaf and enjoys it. I mean, I would say if you haven't had one, go get one because it's not like any other broadleaf you've ever had. It is absolutely amazing.
yeah, and that's the thing. It's not like anything you've had, and I absolutely love it. Like I say, I was surprised when it very first came to the UK, and I got to smoke it in the UK, and then the more I've smoked it, and of course, recommendation of telling you guys about it, and of course, you guys enjoying it, and you telling me how much you've enjoyed it. That means a lot because I can recommend cigars after cigar after cigar. But if you don't like it, I worry, and I'm glad all of you enjoyed it. But we're going to go, of course, to Grumpy, and we're going to get Grumpy's take, of course, on the broadleaf because I know Grumpy's been enjoying broadleaf. So, Grumpy, what's your take, of course, on the Foundation cigars, the Tabernacle broadleaf, my brother?
Like Matthew was talking about,
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry.
distractions. But no, yeah, the broadleaf with the Tabernacle is the way that's done. It's just it's got its own special thing going on. Oh, and it's like he mentioned, even with the Charter Oak. But now I liked the Tabernacle broadleaf. I like that really well. But in the Charter Oaks, the Connecticut shade, that one to me is better. But yeah, there was a lot of this is definitely up here where it needs to be. But that Tabernacle though is just really it's a special thing though. You have to experience it to really get that full experience. You just got to smoke that thing and just
Hmm.
have time to
Yep.
sit with it, not just smoke it with a lot of noise going on. But first time smoking that,
Yep.
just sit with it with your favorite drink, whatever it is, and just sit with that cigar and just get the full experience of it without distraction. You'll thank me later.
Yeah, and of course, we've just had a message from Mason Goody, and he says, I haven't tried any of the Tabernacle yet, but I do have a Wise Man Maduro. I'm getting ready to try it, and the Wise Man Maduro is a great cigar, of course, that they make.
Yeah,
And it's a hard
excellent.
list. It's a hard list to say which
Yeah,
foundation because I
exactly.
know we've smoked the Old Mac, I know we smoked the Charter Oak, but this is basically what we've all smoked. And of course, we smoked
Yeah.
the Tabernacle. But I'm going to go with Kurt now. And of course, Kurt, you give us a little bit of the history of why it's called the Tabernacle, but then as well, of course, why you enjoyed this cigar.
All right, so I'm gonna go back because we all smoked this. We all reviewed this cigar on one of our episodes. So all five
Mm-hmm.
of us that smoked it together and we reviewed the cigar. I did have the entire history of the band, but from memory, since Gaz put me on the spot here, the band, the Tabernacle. The person on that is an Ethiopian emperor. I believe it's from 1930 to 1974. He was the Ethiopian emperor. And the Tabernacle is a chest or a box that it is believed to hold the two tablets of the Ten Commandments. And most scholars out there, or a lot of history buffs, believe that it is somewhere in Ethiopia. So that's why they call it the Tabernacle, and that's why the Ethiopian Emperor is on there. If you know anything about Foundation Cigars and Nick Melillo, all of his cigars are connected. He's a huge history buff. And for me, not to mention that the cigars are absolutely out of this world, but that's a draw for me because the cigar, there's a lot of thought to put into each name, each band. I'm a big band person, just like Matthew is. We love our bands, and this is a special one. This is very subtle. It's got that nice gray background with the gold. It just pops off this cigar. As far as the taste of the cigar, for me, I think when I think about all the Connecticut broadleafs that I've smoked this year, this is like the pinnacle of them. And I think what it is for me, I love that wrapper on it, but it's got this Mexican San Andreas binder in it. Fillers from Honduras and Nicaragua, but that Mexican San Andreas binder on it, it just gives me that little extra spice. It's very nice, very smooth, and it's just a phenomenal cigar. It is, I enjoy for as an everyday smoke the Charter Oak, the Connecticut Broadleaf. You watch those on sale, you can get them for $5-6 if you're buying them by the box. If you really watch for a good sale. This one's a little bit more pricey, so I don't smoke this every day or every week. But when I do, I really sit down and appreciate it and enjoy it. And I just love the history behind it. So.
Oh yeah, and you hit it straight on the nail there, of course, about why it's called the Tabernacle. And Nick Manelli, of course, is a big history buff. And the great cigars, you only got to look at the bands on every single one. They're different. Even the Django series, of course, the Infused series, that's different. And you've only got to look at them from that, the Wise Men, the original Wise Men bands, to now the Wise Man bands, because, of course, they changed factory where they're made. But just look at who he worked with. He's worked with AJ Fernandez. He's worked, of course, with my father's cigars, the Garcia family. And he's worked with some great master blenders, and he's bringing out great cigars, and he definitely deserves this place as number 2. And of course, I think this was a very hard one because we also said the Olmec, and we know the Olmec's a great cigar. But of course, number 2 is Foundation Cigars, the Tabernacle Broadleaf Toro. Oh, do we tell everybody what number 1 is, guys, or do we keep it secret?
I think we do.
Oh.
I think we go through a
might
little
as
recap.
well. Yeah, let's go a recap,
we'll
and then we go to it.
There you go.
Yeah, so, of course, number 2, we have got, of course, the Foundation Cigars, and it is the Tabernacle Broadleaf Toro. At number 3, what we chose, of course, was Crown Heads, the CHC Series E. Then, at number 4, of course, we chose E.P. Carrillo, the Allegiance Sidekick Robusto. At number 5, Matthew, I'll let you tell everybody what number 5 is, my brother.
The Aganorsa Leaf, Nicaragua, Guardian of the Farm, Cerberus Robusto. Great cigar.
Then, of course, is number 6, Jess.
Number 6, we got the Christoph Cigars with the Christoph Robusto.
And then, of course, at number 7, and we're going to go over to Grumpy. So, Grump, what's number 7, my brother?
Caldwell Eastern Standard. Was that Cypress Super Toro?
Yep. And then, of course, we're going to go down to number 8. And Kurt, what was number 8, my brother?
That's the Espinosa Premium Cigars, the Murcielago Robusto with the bat on it. Excellent band.
Yep.
We
And of course, when we get down to number 9, of course, we've got Roman Craft Tobacco with the Intemperance VO 1920 Izzy Einstein. Then as we get down to number 10, of course, we'll go back to Jess. Number 10, of course, Jess.
At number 10 with Blackwork Studios with the Killer Bee Petite Corona.
And then, of course, at number 11, we'll all say it. Hiram and Solomon. Come on, guys. Hiram and Solomon.
Hiram and Solomon.
With
Just
the master, with the Master Mason Grand Tour, of course. And then at number 12, come on, guys, we can do this at number 12. Number 12, guys.
Oscar Valdez.
Oscar
Oscar
Valdez.
Valdez.
Leaf.
Leaf by Oscar.
Yeah,
Sumatra
That's
Liquor
right.
Store.
Leaf by Oscar.
Yeah, Sumatra Robusto. And of course, that is that list. But number one, of course, number one was a great time of what we got as number one. And we, of course, sat down with the guest today in number one. And he was so shocked at what we got as number one. And he wished he could be here tonight. But it is his wife's birthday, so many happy returns, of course, to his wife, and happy Thanksgiving. But he did leave us with a video message, so I'm going to play the video message, of course, when we were joined by him earlier as we were going through the list. So we'll see in a minute. I'm just going to play the video. And, of course, we've come to number 2, and you know, of course, it's Foundation Cigars, and it's the Tabernacle Toro Broadleaf. And our Cigar of the Year, number 1, is, of course, we've got our friend Ricky Rodriguez sitting here. We have voted Tampa Tobacco Company with the red. And, of course, I've got my Tampa Tobacco cigar there, the red. And, Ricky, well done, my brother. You absolutely deserve this with the West Tampa Red. And we couldn't be more thankful for having you here tonight. And, of course, giving you this award of Boutique Cigar 2024 is number 1, my brother.
There's no crying in this game, right? There's no crying in this game. So, guys, thank you. We're so young. We're so much a new company, still learning about what we are, what we want to be, who we want to be, partners with. But for you guys to take your time and smoke some of these great cigars, I just saw the top 10. Any of those cigars could definitely be number 1. So for us to be number 1 out of those cigars, that says a lot for this young company. And I just want to thank you guys so much for this award and this opportunity to, just share a little cigar that we made, and hopefully everybody will enjoy it. But the feedback so far has been very positive.
Yeah, and of course, we know you've won other prestigious awards this year, and like we say, we are so fortunate enough as we sat here, myself, Grumpy Kate, of course, Matthew Vital and Proof, and Jesse at Tobacco G-Sticks, and we all said, you know what, Ricky, you deserve this, and like we say again, number 1 cigar of the year 2024, and of course it is West Tampa Tobacco Company with the red. And if you haven't smoked it, go and pick it up. Of course, Ricky's now got it in a Lancero. I know Kate's enjoyed it in a Lancero, and Grumpy has. Yep. I like it, of course, in the Robusto and the Toro. And go and pick it up and smoke it. Get in touch with Ricky on his socials and tell Ricky how much you've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And we hope you enjoy this show. And we hope you enjoyed, of course, our number 1 cigar of the year. And Ricky, happy Thanksgiving, my brother, and have a great Christmas if we don't catch you over the Christmas period. And thank you again for sitting here tonight and spending your time with us. And, of course, letting us put this together and giving you, yet again, the award for number 1 Cigar of the Year 2024, chosen by, of course, the Cigar Loon brothers and sisters. And it is, of course, the West Tampa Tobacco Company with the red. And thank you again, Ricky.
Thank you so much for your time, guys and girls out there, to be able to smoke our cigars and enjoy it. So thank you so much, because again, there's all other awards, but these are for publications. For you guys, this is more of what I want from an award. It's picked by cigar smokers, not a panel of wannabe smokers. And so thank you so much from our heart to your cigars, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Enjoy this weekend, because there's a lot to be thankful for. We're alive. We're alive.
All right. Amen.
Yeah.
All right.
We're alive. That's what a great slogan for our night here.
That's it.
I like it. Gaz, you're muted.
Gaz is having audio problems.
Of course, we have got West Tampa Tobacco with the red as number one cigar of the year, voted by the Cigar Loons, of course, of 2024. And we really appreciate Rick Rodriguez tonight sitting with us. And of course, as we went through the list with him, and we can't thank him enough. You know something, the generosity what he's shown. The Cigar Loons, we're sending out the care packages, of course, the hats that the brothers are wearing, the cigars. And I've been a great fan of West Tampa since they launched in the UK. And talking to Ricky and learning Ricky's story, and then, of course, with Kurt. And I know Grumpy and Matthew were busy, and of course, Jesse wasn't with us at the time around Ricky coming on. But of course, he has got to enjoy the cigars. And of course, Jesse did say about putting him on the list and everything tonight. And he's a great guy. You look at where he started at CEO with the blends that he brought out there, to then leaving and coming to West Tampa and then bringing out West Tampa. He's brought out banger after banger cigars. And when I mean banger, I mean great punching cigars that can beat a lot of the top shelf cigars. And West Tampa is a great company. It's a family company. Of course, you look at all Ricky's social medias, it's him and his daughter out. They're at the cigar events. They're pushing the cigars. Ricky's doing these little videos on it. And of course, he does go by the chef. He doesn't class himself as a master blender, but to me, I'd definitely say he's up there with the master blenders. And you've only got to look at who he learnt under. Ernesto, of course, from EP Carrillo, the other blenders that he learnt under. He's worked with some masters, and you look at what he's brought out now, no wonder we voted it as number one cigar of the year. 2024. And like I say again, West Tampa Tobacco, the red, is number one cigar of the year, voted for by the Cigar Loons.
You know,
but of course, go on, Grump.
Just a little thing about the West Tampa Red, that I don't know, a lot of people may or may not realize, but that one came about because that was something that he wanted for himself, because he has always, and he said that, he don't blend for what he likes, and in a cigar, he blends for what his fans want in a cigar, whether he likes it or not. But the red was an expression of what he likes in a cigar. And, with that outlook on things, he deserves this one, man. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's hit a good one right here.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing he has. And Kate, of course, we'll go with you and get your take on the West Tampa Red. Then we'll go, of course, down to Matthew and we'll go to Jess.
Yeah, the Mexican San Andreas Maduro wrapper on this is special. It's absolutely wonderful cigar. Right amount of spice. Get this caramel sweetness in it. Very chewy smoke. I haven't had one that hasn't had a bad burn. Excellent burn. I really enjoyed the Lancero version of this, and starting to smoke a little bit more Lanceros, and I really, really enjoyed just the flavor in that. And to me, I could tell the difference from the Toro, the Robusto, because I've smoked them both. But I really enjoyed that Lancero version of it. I think Grumpy did too.
It was. It kicked up a little bit.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Something. I absolutely love it in the Robusto, and I love it in the Toro. And both of you have hit it on the nose. And of course, you've hit it on the nose with what Ricky said about the cigar. Of course, does he wanted to bring it out? And something, we could have gone with the white. We could have gone, of course, with the black. Two other great cigars. But we've all said the red is great. But of course, I'll go down to Matthew and get Matthew's take on the red. So, Matthew.
Well, unfortunately, I haven't had the red, but that's just because they're hard to get in my area. I do have an Attic series here that's just been released by them. Debating whether or not to light up right now. um, but yeah, it's. I just respect the hell out of the brand. I respect the hell out of Ricky. He's just a down to earth, great dude. And just looking at what you guys have said about those cigars makes me want to try them even more. So yeah, it's absolutely deserved to be at the top of our list here, and I'm really happy for him and the company, and I hope they grow and just have everything they ever want.
Yeah, and Jess, we'll go down, of course, to you, my brother.
Yeah, I've only had it in the Toro, and what I'm having today. Uh, and I feel like this entire year has been um a race between the broadleaf and the Mexican San Andreas. I really do. I
Oh, yeah.
think those two leaves have gotten so much popularity in the last year or so that I think right now that's what it's been. It's been that battle between the San Andreas and the broadleaf, and you know, rightfully so. This cigar is in the right spot. Um, there's no other broadleaf or San Andrea that can compare to it. The construction, the draw, everything is so consistent every time, and the flavor is something that you could enjoy with your coffee or you could enjoy with a whiskey. I mean, it's just fantastic. It really, really is. And the price point, you can't beat that either. Definitely, it would be a stick that I would gladly pay, you know, $15-20 for it. That's how great it is. You know,
Yeah.
and like I said, it's just it's in its right spot. Number one, it's where it needed to be.
Yeah, and I absolutely love the band. You've got to look at the band art, of course, with West Tampa in it. And of course, they're only established in 2022, but we're in 2024. And just look at the other awards they've won. Of course, they won at Enter Tarbac with Boutique Cigar of the Year, of course, and that was with the red. The other awards they've won in Cigar Aficionado with the red. No wonder people are voting for this cigar, and why we voted for it, because we've enjoyed it. And like I say, it's been a hard list. It's been a hard list. We hope you've enjoyed this list of what the Cigar Loons have picked out. And of course, we've spoken to cigar lounges that we go to, cigar shops that we buy from, our, of course, sponsors that we've spoken to, and even GQ. The amount of West Tampa this GQ sell, especially the red, is unreal. And this is the reason why we've chose this. We went down and spoke about every cigar, and we checked out how much they're selling, of course, what we've smoked and how many. And we've
Hmm.
smoked a lot of cigars. And this year, the list could be even bigger. I think when we started, we were going to do a top 20. And then we said, you know what, we'll go with a top 12. And we'll do a top 12. And then next year, of course, we'll come out with a top 25. And that's going to be, of course, boutique. And it's going to be, of course, legacy brands. It's not going to be Cubans because, of course, it's harder for you guys in the States and, of course, the ladies in the States to get Cubans, where it's easy for me. And we've always said Cubans should be kept separate on a list from different people that bring out Cubans on their lists. And we have been doing boutique because we are boutique. And we do enjoy boutique. And we're big supporters of boutique. And it's been a passion of ours to support these boutique cigar companies. And we've got some great new guests coming next year as we start. And of course, they may be hitting the list next year on who we get coming on. And I think this list has been brilliant tonight. And like I say, well done again to Ricky Rodriguez from West Tampa Tobacco Company with the red, our winner, of course, of the top 12 boutique cigars of 2024. And like we say again, West Tampa Tobacco Company with the red. Thank you to everyone, of course, who's joined in tonight and watched, and we do appreciate it. Of course, of everybody on Instagram, on Rumble, of course, on YouTube. And some great contenders on this list. Some great contenders. And I don't know what else you guys want to say, but I think we have had some great contenders. Kurt?
Yeah, I'd like to say one more thing just about Ricky himself. As far as the man behind the cigar, all of these companies are very personable. But for me, Ricky is above and beyond. As an owner, we've had him on the podcast. We've developed a relationship with him. But for me to send him a text message to ask him, to come on and make this video, for him to respond to me within 20 minutes, it's his business and that's what he does. But I really, really, truly feel from the heart from him. And he's a guy that you could talk to for hours. You could talk about cigars or anything. And he's one of the most enjoyable podcasts I think we had this year. And, besides that, the cigar definitely, it was hands down. We went around and each of us made some concessions and stuff, but this is one of the cigars that was the easiest one for us to pick. It was no question, hands down. And for all five of us to say that and to come together that quickly on it, that's all you need to be said right there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Grumpy.
Yep.
We'll go over to you, Grump. You got anything
Well-
else to say, Grump, on it?
Well, it's like I said before, we did, and Kurt, just said, everybody made concessions, but I think everybody was happy because we all had things on the list.
Mm-hmm.
I think we put together a very good list. When you look at the number of boutique cigars out there that are available, it's not easy to come down to 12.
Right.
I don't care how you look at it, it's not easy to come down to 12, even by simplifying it, going by brands instead of specific cigars, to get down to the 12 and then whittle out which cigar,
Yeah.
But we went through a lot to get to that. But I think everybody was happy with it. I know all of us were. I mean, people watching we may not have got them to where, your particular one might not have got where you thought it should be. And I mean, you got to look at that. This is our first time doing this. So,
Yeah.
but I had fun doing it. Yeah. It was a lot of fun, man. And the fact that we did this and, we kept our sanity. Nobody got in no arguments about nothing. And we came up with this. And I just appreciate every one of you, for keeping it at, as easy to come up with it as we did. I appreciate every one of you for everybody making concessions. It wasn't as easy as people might think it was.
No, and that's the thing. We all came up with this, and this was one that we said straight away. West Ham
Right.
with the red, and with Ricky, and of course Ricky does apologise for not being here tonight. Of course, it is his wife's birthday, and he's going out for his wife's birthday party, and it's Ricky's birthday, of course, on Friday. So many happy returns, of course, to Ricky, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We hope you have a great Thanksgiving. But Matthew, I'm going to come down to you as well and get your take on the list, and of course with West Tampa. Then we'll go over to our brother Jesse. We will. But Matthew.
Yeah, man. I guess some final thoughts on this list is, like Ricky pointed out, any of those in the top 10 could have been number one, and really any of them in the top 12, on the right night could make it. And it was definitely a discussion. There was some people who might be a little hard-headed, here and there, who got a little spicy at times. But no, we didn't argue. We We just discussed it, and I thought it was a great conversation. I think we came up with a good list, and I guess one more thing, I'll say it again. I think we already said it once at least, but if you're watching us on Rumble, you're watching us on Instagram, go over to YouTube, hit that like, hit that subscription, and hit that bell, and get those alerts, because we're on every week, usually on Tuesday, sometimes on Thursday, but we are there every week consistently. And we're bringing you this kind of content where we talk about cigars, and we're just regular dudes smoking cigars, but man, do we love it. So,
Amen, brother.
Yeah, and
Well
That's it, brother.
said.
we
Well
go over
said.
to Jesse. Of course, we've got the comment there from Mason again, and we're gonna have
Yes,
to try and
sir.
find each of these. I'm pretty new to cigars, and really enjoy the input about the different cigars because it helps me to decide what to try next. And of course, this list will be going onto the Cigar Loons website at www.cigarloons.com. And I believe also, and this puts us straight back down to our brother Jesse, it's going to be on tobacco. Excuse me. It's going to be on, of course, tobaccogsticks.com. And Jesse's going to be posting the list on there as well. But Jesse, why I'm choking and dying on the podcast, we'll go to you, my brother. Fucking hell.
get some water, brother. Get some water.
Yeah.
Jack
Yeah,
Daniels.
no,
What, some more
to
Jack? I got some more
Yeah.
Jack.
there you go.
No, water. H2O, my friend. H2O.
It
Jack.
was water. It was water
Jack.
at one point. It just got distilled.
All right, fair.
No, like everybody else said, every single one of these sticks could deserve the first spot. They're all great cigars, and it did take, some thinking and some hard smoking to come up with these. But the one thing that we did agree on and made it super easy was the number one. The number one it was a no brainer to have West Tampa there. And realistically, every single one of the cigars that are on the list, I mean, they all deserve it. Every single one.
Yeah. And of course, Tommy G there from the Cigar Misfits. I need to back up a couple of inches. Okay, my brother. Okay. Yeah, of course. Great.
Pour the whiskey in a
Great
glass.
time,
Don't
great
go to
list.
the neck.
Yeah. Oh, my brother. You know, I've got some more Jack there. And yeah. Something, it's going great, of course, and I have smoked, of course, the Pissed Off tonight by Christoph, and the review on this cigar is going to be out, of course, on our website, where we've got different blogs and everything. And like we did say, the top 12 is going to be on our website at www.cigarloons.com. Of course, it is going to be on tobaccogSticks.com, and that will be coming out within the next couple of days. So you'll be able to catch it on there. Of course, you'll also be able to see the video live on Spotify. We will be posting it. It'll be in our Facebook group. It's Cigar Loons, established 2023, over on Facebook. And of course, you'll be able to catch it back up on Instagram. You'll be able to catch it on YouTube and catch it on Rumble. And thank you to everyone who supported the Cigar Loons this year and got us to 197 subscribers. We really appreciate it. We appreciate your time sitting here and watching us. Of course, we appreciate all the guests. Thank you again to Ricky for coming along tonight and recording the video with us. And we're so happy he's enjoyed this. And like he said, just looking at the list, he'd rather have this, like us, regular cigar smokers, putting this together. And we choose that cigar, not a panel of people. And it has been hard. And like we said, it's been amicable as we've done this together. We've sat, we've spoken about it. Yeah, it got a little bit spicy and a little bit fruity between me and Matthew. No, that cigar's not going on. I think this one. And Matthew going, why? I think it should be this one. And it's like, no. Well, that's brothers. That's brothers and Cigar Loons. And something, there was no fighting. There was no, well, fuck you or any of this. It was just amicable and we got it sorted. And we hope you've enjoyed it. And like we said again, our winner tonight, of course, has been West Tampa Cigars, and it has been, of course, the Red. And you can pick this cigar up anywhere. Go and smoke it. If you like Lancero cigars, of course, you can get in a Lancero, you can get in a Robusto, you can get in a Toro, and you can get in a Gordo. And you can also get the white and black. And as well, Ricky is going to be coming out with another great cigar, and that is, of course, going to be the Circle of Life. And he released it, of course, at the PCA this year, and he made it with Ernesto, of course, Perez Carrillo from EP Carrillo, which was one of his masters. He's showing him how to blend cigars, and we can't wait for that cigar to come out. And of course, Kurt's enjoyed it and Grumpy's enjoyed it. But Kurt, we'll go with you quickly before we wrap up. And what did you think, of course, of the Circle of Life, bro?
It was, like I said, I only had one of them. It was an unbanded one. Absolutely loved it. I'd like to have another one to really sit down and pick out some more notes in it. But again, the two, EP and Ricky, they knocked it out of the park as far as I'm concerned. So can't wait for that to become available because I'm definitely going to be picking some more up.
Yep. And Grumpy?
What for me? Of course, I had the same one that Kurt had. It to me it was of course with those two you can't go wrong. But it was I felt like it was a little bit lighter, of a cigar than I was expecting. But very good though, very good, very smooth. Yeah, very enjoyable.
Yeah, and you've only got to look at the cigars that Ricky's come out with. Of course, it's CEO, with different ones with the Brasilia, of course, the Amazon Basin, the Mortal Coil, of course, the Pelon, and then even coming into the own with West Tampa, with, of course, the white, the black, the red, the Attic series, of course. I know Matthew's got the Attic. And, of course, when you look at the Circle of Life, great cigars by a great person, very friendly, very approachable, one of our brothers of the Leaf. And something like Kurt said, he's so easy to reach through a text message, and he replies back. He's replied back to me today, and every time I meet with Ricky, it's a great chat, a great laugh with him. He's so down to earth and easy to approach. And something else about Ricky that nobody knows, but Ricky also gives a hug to every single shop owner who buys their cigars. And there was a picture of him on Instagram hugging somebody, and it said, Ricky gives out free hugs. And he's so easy. You look at the relationship of his daughter and his daughter coming into this, and with what she's doing with the company. Two hard-working people, and well deserved. Like we say, West Tampa did win, of course, number one, and congratulations to everybody else on the list, like, of course, Foundation Cigars, Crown Head, CP Carrillo, Christoph, of course, Caldwell, everyone else. And like Matthew said, any time on this list, one of them others could have been up there and got number one. And we hope you've enjoyed. We hope, of course, you do like and subscribe to the channel. But next week, it's going to be the Cigar Loons wrap-up Christmas show. And it might get a little bit crazy. I might dye the beard white and wear a Christmas hat. You never know what's going to come out. There might be some more F-bombs. I might be walking around in my Mike Tyson belt, showing me backside to everybody.
Whoa.
You never know.
Nobody wants to see that.
I'm calling in sick.
The wrong channel. Wrong channel.
Keep that on the OnlyFans, brother.
It's gonna be a great show next week, and of course we're gonna be sitting here. We're gonna be smoking a couple of cigars and having a nice light refreshment with it. But please make sure to check us out next week. Of course, Grumpy, I'm going to go to you with the times. So, Grumpy, the times, please.
Well, if you're going to catch us over here doing our thing, it's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, 4 on the West Coast, And for our brothers and sisters over yonder, that be where Gaz is, it's midnight for y'all. Sorry, but that's just the way it goes.
Yep. And Kurt, of course, we'll go over to you. Where can they catch us, my brother? Where can they catch us? Where we're live.
They can catch us live on here on YouTube, Instagram, and Rumble. So we look for you. And again, we
Jesse,
really do appreciate everyone that's subscribed to our YouTube channel. The numbers are building, and we're just excited. We never in a million years thought we'd get this far, and we just really appreciate it. We're just a bunch of everyday cigar smokers, like everyone said. Enjoy talking about cigars. I think Matthew put it best tonight, so I ain't going to try. So.
Thank you, brother.
And Tom, if you want to catch me on OnlyFans, it's Rocky Cigar and I review the gingergrizzlybear.com.
Oh,
and that's where you can find me on OnlyFans, my brother. There is some pictures, so you can find me with my feet out and different things. But of course, Jess, where else can they catch us up? I know, of course, we did mention it tonight, but where else can they catch us, my brother? As well as, of course, as being live.
Oh, everybody else can also go into our Facebook group. We will always post our videos there. And, if you're a busy person out on the road all the time, you can always listen to every single one of our episodes on Spotify.
And Matthew, of course, where can they catch our blogs and catch some of our content as well? What's our website?
Absolutely. Yeah, www.cigarloons.com. I have a blog that I've got about typed up, and I'm going to send it to Gaz to post tomorrow. So be something fresh from me for a new pairing. But so look out for that. Yeah, we all post our blogs and our reviews. It sounds scary. Come on, Tom. I'm trying to talk. Yeah, absolutely. Check us out on cigarloons.com. And, yeah.
Yep. And of course, you know what we always say at the end of the show. And we're going to go, of course, through what we always say. So for me, of course, it's stay smoky. Kurt?
Guys, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun doing this list. And until next time, smoke them if you got them.
Jesse?
Yeah, it was a pleasure being here again this week, and thank you for everybody for joining us. And like always, keep them lit.
Matthew?
Thank you so much for watching us, for interacting with us, and yeah, don't start none, won't be none.
And we'll go to Grumpy in a minute, but Tom just posted, just been a cigar misfit.
Indeed.
Damn right, my brother. And of course, we'll go over to Grumpy for Grumpy's saying as we finish the show. Grumpo.
Yeah, another thing I just want to throw in right quick. When you go over there, it's coming up Christmas time. Cigar Loons t-shirts, other merchandise we got makes excellent Christmas gifts. While you're over there at the www.cigarloons.com website, you scroll down there and you'll find that big old button. Then you got to hit it, and you can go find all that good Cigar Loons stuff for all your cigar enthusiasts in your family. Makes great Christmas gifts. But let me just also tell you, Grump loves you. Jesus loves you too. But if he's not driving the bus, please pull over, get out of the driver's seat, and let him take the wheel. Till next time, love you. Catch me later.
And we'll catch you next week, of course, everyone. We'll see you next week. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy. Stay blessed. And we'll catch you next week.
From the depths of the internet, my podcast did arise. A trio of loons with cigars in their eyes. They've invaded the world with their smoky surprise. The Cigar Loons, they're oh so wise. Lunatic invaders of the cigar world. spreading smoke and laughter. Their stories unfold, from the finest lips to the wildest tales. The Cigar Loons never fail to prevail. With their witty banter and infectious glee, they've captured hearts, you see. They're more than just smokers, they're a family, united by cigars, a brotherhood free. Invaders of the cigar world, spreading smoke and laughter. Their stories unfold, from the finest lips to the wildest tales. The Cigar Loons never fail to prevail. They've got the knowledge, the passion, the flair, a podcast powerhouse beyond compare. So light up a stogie and join the affair. The Cigar Loons are always there. Lunatic invaders of the cigar